Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. That depends on where you are watching me from right now. God bless you. You are welcome once again to this platform. As you know that this is a place that we usually give you update of things that is going on, especially those ones that are already available on the internet space. So we come here, we give you an update of those things that's currently happening. So thank you guys for joining us once again. Yes, what turns to be funny and unbelievable on the is the fact that someone has to tell the world that he is the successor of Pastor Adeboye. Yeah, on a platform of anti-Aduni show, a particular person, a brother or a man or a pastor called in to Anti-Aduni to tell Anti-Aduni that he is the God-ordained successor for Pastor Adeboye. Now, the man said a lot in that chat, or he sent the voice message to Anti-Aduni, which was played live on Anti-Aduni's show. So this man said he is God-ordained man or God-ordained successor for Pastor Adeboye. And according to the man, he said he has even sent a letter to that effect to Pastor Adeboye to let him understand and to let him be aware that he is now around, that they should do everything to make sure that is being made known to people. And a lot of things he revealed in this particular chat, a lot of secret, which I think I want us to listen to by ourselves to hear the man all what he wants to say about that. So guys, I want us to go and listen to that voice note. Then I will come back to say one or two things about what we must have heard. So thank you guys. Let us go and hear this from Anti-Aduni platform, the voice note of this particular man that has is sent to Anti-Aduni. Thank you guys.
But he said Baba doesn't want to leave the stage for him. Say God don't show him. He's part of the product of who they created. So maybe they come here waiting the guy talk. Hold on, no. Now long thing small, oh. How many voice notes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, no plenty. And they're no long, 2 minutes. Now the first one long. The rest are short voice notes. Are you ready?
Connected.
And you bandits, Dede. You are nothing but bandits. If they give you chance, give you waiting all those bandits they carry, you go cut person head if they give you chance.
Good evening, man. Give me the real meaning.
I don't want you to hear his name, so I forward it a bit.
Until I came to start my university 2001 in Benue State University here. So one day I was walking on the street in Macaulay around 4 p.m. in the evening. Then God stopped me by the road. So he turned my face through the help of the Holy Spirit, and my eye saw one small house, all these small building shops that look like shop by the roadside. I see one of the shops that carried the logo of ROCCG, and it read the Redeemed Christian Church of God. That was when God stopped me that evening, after evening lecture as I was going home, and he started discussing it with me, that the vision I've been seeing right from my childhood is a church. That dove is the church. This is where he has called me to come and work. So to cut the long story short, God began to explain a lot of things to me. When I came to Abuja to start, small work here, a time God sent 2 angels to me, and they gave me a particular number to call. One of them gave me a particular number to call that it is time for my pastor's will redeem. And when I woke up, I couldn't memorize the number completely. So when I went to my table, I was going through all this church magazine and I came across that particular number that DJ gave me in the night. So when I called, it turned out to be Pastor Charles Ajayi's number. It's late now. If you can remember, he was killed by his son in the redemption camp in Lagos. He was murdered by his son, one Pastor Charles Ajayi. He was a regional Bible coordinator here in Abuja. So the number turned to Pastor Charles Ajayi number. And Pastor Charles Ajayi now asked me to come to his office in Otako in Jabi here, reading headquarters in Jabi, which I did. When I get to the office, God explained a lot of things to me. Say,
does anybody know the story you just mentioned? That one pastor in Peking Payam inside the Redeem camp. Me, I didn't know. I don't know that story. Did you hear what he said? That one Redeem camp, inside Redeem camp, he say one pastor. He say he pie in Peking. Don't let's just throw his word away. There are some things you will pick from what he's saying. He just give one vital information. Say one person. Okay, somebody said yes. It was in the news. Really, Emi Ogbo? I'm just hearing it. Oh. Yes, mo ti rántí. That was last year or 2 years ago, Abi. What happened 2 years ago? So we can't sọ pé kò mọ nǹkan tó ń sọ. You cannot say he doesn't know what he's saying. Okay, so let's listen to him.
The leadership of the church is dominated by one particular tribe. And they are not going to be happy with me when they discover at the end that I am the one God is calling to succeed at the GO, that Pastor Adeboye. You understand? I'm going to face a lot of assassination problem. A lot of things are going to happen to me, but I should not be afraid. He's going to take me in by force. He explained everything to me. So when I get to Ajayi's office, when God told me about all these things, I keep telling God, please, hide me. Don't allow these people to know me quickly. Hide me in the church until your appointed time when you want to announce me, you now announce me. God is not a human being. I thought God will do it that way, but along the line, could you imagine God started sending me to Lagos headquarters, Abuja headquarters. I was in Abuja headquarters, I was to here worshiping with them. There was a time population was coming down. God discussed the matter with me in headquarters. The reason why I was not happy with the PP there because of our courtesan involvement. I should let the PP know why the population was coming down. But I used my wisdom to discuss the matter with him. Could you imagine? That was when the first assassination started. And God still moved me to discuss this secret, to reveal this secret to PP. That is one Pastor Peter Balogun. He has pulled out of the Redeem now. He's the owner of Citizen Church here in Abuja now. He was a PP in Central Paris before. So I discussed this matter, and since then, there's no peace again. God sent me to Desire of Nation in Jabi, Abuja. Another problem. The worst of all it was when God asked me to write a letter to Pastor Adeboye and discuss some of these things I've been seeing right from my childhood, how God told me he's the one who formed ROCCG, how he appointed the Federal Overseer, and my own mission in the church. I told God, these people are after my life. If I say this thing, then they will kill me. God said, anytime he sends me, I should not be afraid of them, that nobody can kill me. Although it's not going to be easy. That at the appointed time, Adeboye himself will not even be willing to accept me until he begin to do terrible things in national headquarters. And when he got to a point where the heat became too much, that they can no longer be there, they will now come and carry me from Abuja by force. That Adeboye on his own, peacefully to accept me at the right time, Adeboye will never do that. So God has been telling me all this is going to be a heavy war. A lot of things. I've suffered a lot because of this ROCCG they call him. You may not believe until when the time comes, or when we meet. There was a period God sent me to the bush, unknown destination, when the training was really hot. I spent more than 8 years in the bush, staying with different Fulanis. When they are tired, they'll send me away. That period God was sending angels from heaven, training, different saints, Moses and Elijah. I saw hunger, I saw terrible things. My family forgot about my existence for a very long time. I've seen a lot of things in this ROCCG. So when the time came, now God brought me out. And from the bush, he brought one Pastor Sheye to me. I never knew his name before. God said, go to Abuja headquarters of the Redeem. Reveal this secret to this man. He brought the picture of the man, the veil of that Pastor Sheye before me in the bush. As they tell him, discuss everything with him, I should reveal the secret to him. So I asked, and I was directed to Redeem headquarters in Abuja, and you say too. Would you imagine, as I was entering the gate, the first person I saw was that particular man that God brought before me. I stopped him. It took me time to explain to him. And he was telling me, speak fast now, that he wants to, escort the senior pastor, which is Pastor Baloguna, to the airport. He's going to the US. So it took me time to tell him, and I eventually summoned my man, but I cautioned him not to reveal the secret to anybody. I told him, God had been telling me, I see myself as a successor of Adeboye. I will take over ROCCG after Adeboye. God brought you before me. I explained everything to him. He looked me and he said, did Adeboye come to me physically? I said, I've been seeing Adeboye in my dream right from my childhood, all this one. And he said, did he come to me physically? I said, no. He looked at me. He said, Successor. So he said, okay, no problem. He was going to the airport with the pastor. That was how we separated. I never knew that this man had this matter in mind. Until when God told me to write a letter to Daddy Gio and explain all I've been seeing from my childhood, which I did. I wrote the letter on Thursday. Then on Friday morning, God spoke to me that Daddy Gio will call for me on Saturday morning, which I received a call from Abuja headquarters here, from one pastor, Ibitayo. He's no more here with us again. He was the regional pastor in Abuja at that time, Ibitayo. So Ibitayo called me and said they need my attention at the Redeemed headquarters in Abuja. I went there. They interviewed me. They say I wrote a letter to Daddy. Daddy said they should interview me. And before I go, God told me I should not take wine or water in that place. And I should be very careful what I said. That Daddy has already told them they should put me on CCTV camera. While they were interviewing me, he will be watching me live in Lagos. But I didn't tell anybody. I just kept it to myself. Could you imagine after the meeting, something nearly transpired that could lost my life. I nearly lost my life. It was by the mercy of God I was able to escape from that place. So this issue started like that. Then there was a day God told me, brought a vision before me. I was watching Adeboye in Lagos camp. That the deal with some of his top pastors, the reason why, what led to the death of Barry, that is what I'm trying to let you know now. God told me I should watch what is going on in Lagos camp. Around 9 a.m. in the morning, I was watching the vision in my room in Abuja here, where I saw that the Jew with some of his top pastors, they gathered together, they pray, and it's like there's something like a book that is signed, and they see that thing up and get it to somebody. So God told me, do you know what that Joe have just done with his group? And I said, no. He said that Joe have, through a will, replaced my name with one of his sons. That I should give him only 1 week. I will see what will happen. So that will, the meaning of that will is that when that Joe died, they will announce that his particular son, that his name is in the will as his successor. God said I should not worry. I should just give him only 1 week. I will hear the news. I quickly wrote another open letter to Adeboye to warn him and tell that Joe what God is doing, what God is saying. So could you imagine they sent a message to me that time that nothing will happen like that? God told me I should give him 1 week. It was not up to 1 week. Daddy died in Akwa Ibom. When Daddy was in the mortuary, God told me to write another open letter to Pastor Adeboye and warn him that he did that thing so that Joe will humble himself and appointed me and accepted me. That Joe have delayed me. That's supposed to be in New York for my study for a very long time. He has got to a point where he can no longer accept the delay any longer. There are letters I've been writing to Adeboye secretly. He keep sitting on them. He got to a point where God got angry and asked me to start sending. God get angry and told me that I should start bringing all the whole letters I've been writing to Daddy Joe, the one I wrote to Kumuyi, the one I wrote to Pastor Neche. God said I should start bringing them on social media. Let the whole world began to see them. So when he spoke to me, I started bringing the whole letter on social media. I see a lot of messages, a lot of threats, especially from RCG National Headquarters. So it got to a point where God started hiding me from assassination. As I'm talking to you now, when they have discovered fully, when Daddy was in the mortuary and God said that the Joe's heart is still hardened, and that Joe have never humbled enough to accept me. He still had in his mind. I should tell that Joe that another of his sons is about to die again. God told me if he has to be doing this thing, I have to cause problem for them. If not, they can never accept me. He will do something terrible again. If not, they will never accept. He keeps saying, I wrote a letter to that Joe, but I didn't get a reply. So the reason why I'm saying this thing is that I know God will do it at the appointed time. I know God will do it at the appointed time. But the Adeboye's delay.
Let me just chip in this thing before you start insulting the guy. If your Daddy Gio comes out, or your bishop, or your apostle, and say God said, you don't fight, allow this guy express his mind. He said God tell him, God call him, God show him. He said now God send a message, make you go confront them. He said he write letter to Deeper Life, he write to RCCG, he write to Ineche. He say God say make him go social media, make him no grief for anybody. Leave him. Now God say, as God dey talk, he say God dey talk, God dey talk. Now so God dey talk to your pastors too. Let us hear wetin he dey talk. You can see he's mentioning names, and the names he's mentioning are people that people are verifying. Allow this guy, make we dey listen go. God told him. Now God told him.
He's getting God angry to a point where God told me as lay course on Nigeria. You know, you see the way things are turning. There was a letter I wrote to Mr. President again one time.
Letter to the president.
What Adeboye is doing that is provoking God, that Nigeria can never have peace. I wrote that open letter to Nigerian government some time ago.
Okay, open letter.
That the youth should compare Adeboye to produce his successor. I've seen that revelation several times when Nigerian youth gather together at the camp. They block it, and they are forcing Adeboye to produce his original successor so that there can be peace in the country. You know, there are a lot of things God told me to do for Nigerian youth when I get to camp. There are a lot of voice I have to render to the government to change some things. There are a lot of things God asked me to do in the country. You know, but the Adeboye's delay is the reason why Nigerian masses are suffering like this. What he is doing is that God has been writing letters of warning to Adeboye. The Adeboye had in his heart. So you are an elderly person. Because God told me a time will come because of my matter, Nigerian youth who gather Adeboye and force him to produce his successor, let there be peace in the country. When he told me he is going to use the streets, I know about the abomination of the church. What Pastor Damina is saying, that is on social media everywhere now, is true. A lot of them are true. Many men of God are coming out to condemn their evil works and their abomination now. Many of these things are real. God says he's going to use the street. God told me several times he's going to use the street to put a lot of them to shame. And there's going to be a revival in the church when the shame start coming out like this. So it's not a new thing to me. It's God who moved Pastor Damina and God.
You can say it's not making sense. At this point, is it not making sense? At this point, is it not making sense to you? At this point, this spot where he reach is not making sense. Say now, go public, now people God go use. You
to start rising against them now. It's real. So when the time comes like that, I quickly, get to my senses and say, maybe this is the actual time why God showed me that revelations of Nigerian youth. And I saw some men of God also who, gather in great multitude, went to camp in Lagos. They are trying to force Adeboye to produce his original success so that the normal thing can begin to happen in the country. That God is not happy with Nigeria. Because Adeboye has not done his successor, which is supposed to be a help to the nation. A lot of things I have seen that revelation several times. There's a particular protest that God says, I am going to lead when I get to camp. When I get to Lagos, I'll move to New York for my studies. God said, when I get to New York, He will give me the appointed time where I'll write a letter to the Nigerian government. And when I come back, within the shortest time, I should source some millions, either in 2 or 3 billion from ROCC accounts, and distribute it to 36 states of the Federation to reorganize youth all over the state so that I can lead the protest that we change the government, that will bring in a good government.
Why are you guys complaining? He's a product of church now. He is a member of a church. And I'm very sure he's a very deep member for him to be saying what he's saying. The guy is not just talking. Okay? He's not just talking. He's a member of a church. Now, waiting church turn to some people too. You see waiting in the talk. He say if Adeboye go, Nigeria cannot have peace. Now he talk him, no be me talk him.
That protest in the country. So I have seen that revelation several times when I see myself leading a protest nationwide, and the whole country was shut down, and there was an emergency meeting in the villa that brought in a new government. So many of these things are on my neck that I should do. What Adeboye is doing is that after the death of Darinam, that the GO is trying to bring Leke, follow him up and down his last son. And God told me to warn Adeboye again that if he has mind, he should anoint Leke his son as his successor. That the day he will anoint Leke, the moment he...
What do you talk? God told you to lead a protest, madam. Am I the one talking in the phone? Sarah Emiko. Am I the one talking? Am I the one talking in the phone? That one resemble my voice. Now me talk that one. I been at the guy talk and say, God go use him if he reach camp as the leader to protest for the country. Now me talk that one.
Either openly or secretly. God says he's going to send spirit of madness to Leke immediately. And as Adeboye anointed him, Leke will disappear to unknown destination where that day will never see him again for the rest of his life. He even tell me to write one letter to that day. If that day over delay him again, that the way his son that he sleep and never wake up, Adeboye instead will sleep.
Sarah, I will block you off my page. Tie kuku krombi. Any should again block it. Emma Jackie comment salo, please hold on. Oh, please let me block her. Let me block her. I don't want bandits on my show, please. Ṣé mo ti reblock? I have not even listened to all this one. Ẹyọkan lóyè said, be dropping it. Be dropping it. He said he wants them to. I'm even ready to bring my face to social media. But before the Negia Magbo. Only like.
That if that Jehovah delay him again, he will take his life so that I can have his way in ROCCG concerning the issue of his successor. I wrote that letter to Daddy Joe too. I cautioned him. The record, many of these letters are here with me. They have copies. So the letter I wrote to God say when Daddy died, he's going to allow crisis in redeem worldwide, leadership crisis.
Leadership crisis.
That in the midst of that crisis, he will now bring me out because he has redeemed me to many men of God in this country. Both in redeem and outside, they are aware of me, but because of the fear of Adeboye, nobody can confront Daddy Joe. So the issue of the successor has been on ground.
He said there will be worldwide leadership crisis. If Baba Adeboye go, we all know that one before. Make it a here go.
This is, Mommy, you will never believe this. I'm telling you. This is 5 times God have helped me to escape assassination in Redeem. I'm telling you honestly. The last assassination came to me from Daddy Joe office himself, Gong Gong. When God asked me to send another letter to him. The problem with Adeboye with me started when Daddy died. I warned him before Daddy died. And when Daddy was in mortuary, I still wrote another letter as God instructed me to warn Adeboye that since he still had it in his heart, he will still take away another of his son. So that was when Daddy rise up against me. There was a plan by Daddy himself, as God told me, to use DSS against me. The plan was serious, but God frustrated his effort. Adeboye had been doing several efforts to eliminate me personally, but God had been frustrating his effort according to what God had been telling me. You know, that the plan was to use the DSS to torture me to death. God is anything they are doing in the camp. God keep telling me about them. I am the one who told Daddy Joe that we have no mercy. I told Daddy Joe about those cities, that the big land God gave me middle bed here. He showed me some years ago. So,
it be like say this one learn work from them. God told me. God said. You say when you are mentoring people, when I tell you, say most of your God of men standing on the pulpit, some of them no way. Now I don't see waiting I produce. He say God tell him. He go carry some people come out for him. I just want you to hear. Make it a hear and go. He said he's ready to bring his face out when it is time.
Sorry for taking your time. If I will be in the better position to tell you the abomination of Nigerian church. The letter I wrote to Adeboye, when the first time God asked me to write the first letter to that Jew, I did. Adeboye called Abuja headquarters. So
God bless you. Somebody said, Rachel Okeze said on Facebook, he said, why are people paying? What is the difference between this prophecy and the one of the men of God? God bless you, Yami.
Meeting with me 2 times now. I'm the one who stopped that Jew that if he sent another, a call for my meeting again, I will not attend. Could you imagine during our second meeting? I did not, because God warned me not to take any water they give me in Abuja headquarters or wine. I should not take anything during the meeting. So I went there. I did not take anything. But there was a drama that Ibikayo, the regional pastor, did there. He was talking to me. I was listening to him during the interview. Before I left home, God told me that that you have told them that she would put me on CCTV camera so that we will be watching me live in Abuja 2 times. But I didn't let them know. So they did the drama. The man stood up for me and was sitting and came close to me. He was doing all kind of things that an elderly person should not do. And that has to do with your courtesy. When they finish the pray, all of them get angry with me. Nobody even cared to tell me the driver should drop me. Meeting that don't supposed to be more than an hour. They hold me up to 4 hours here in the night. So I left. I walked out. When they finished the pray, I left and then down to Taco Park. When I get down to my house where I was staying in Nyanya that time in Abuja. The problem we are facing in Nigeria now is the problem of Adeboye. If Daddy Joe can humbly allow me, even last year, situation in the country wouldn't have been like this. I would have walked against the government immediately. That is what God has equipped me. I have what it takes to lead that protest. It is a protest I'm waiting now. I know you are a Yoruba person, but I will not hide it from you. Tinubu cautioned Adeboye not to allow me. That you should.
Continue.
His tenure of 8 years before he allowed me. I was aware. Tinubu told Adeboye like that. Because they believe his wife is a pastor with us. He's an area pastor with us. So when my letter began to come out on social media, the one I wrote to Nigerian youth, the one I warned Adeboye that Adeboye, this is a final warning from the Almighty God before his son died. The 2 letters I sent to Mr. President Buhari that time. when all these letters of visions and properties of ROCCG that I'm going to bring. And a lot of things I told Adeboye. I told him everything that I in my hand to bring for ROCCG. I told Adeboye about the one interdenominational Christian campground in Ethiopia, where God asked me to build for Christians all over the world. But in that place, God said when I finish that project in Ethiopia, the Christians all over the world will be meeting in that place once in a year. And it's a heavy project that will cost trillions of American dollars.
Wow.
Then God told me I should not even ask any church to donate money for that project. I should single-handedly build it. Now that is a major reason why He has given me these great resources. God really gave me resources. As I'm talking to you, in those cities here alone, the land God gave me, I should build those cities in Middle Belt here. We have 3 crude oil refineries that I'm going to build. They are heavy world refineries. There's a location God gave me, showed me that we build, then He put gold in that place. We mine gold. God showed me the location. There's a place He showed me another resources that look like sharp sand. He said the excavator, a caterpillar will dig it down like some meters before we get to that resources. God said it is very expensive. He gave me cargo airport. We are going. ROCCG is going to own cargo airport with many cargo plane. We are having ROCCG locomotive. Trains. All these things are here. I told Adeboye about Dove. Even when he was, telling his member in one of these conventions last 2 years, that God told him he was announcing to the church, to the congregation at Holy Ghost Congress last 2 years. He was telling them that if anybody here that Pastor Adeboye is dead, they should not believe. Because God told him he's going to build a camp at the size of Ibadan. I'm the one who corrected Adeboye. I told him the vision God is showing you, there's no Lagos he's talking about. God is telling me about the Dove City that I'm going to build for him tomorrow. Dove City is not a project that the president ROCCG can handle. The president Redeem has no money to handle Dove now. Even I tell Adeboye, bring Redeem into 20 times, he cannot handle Dove. Because the cost of those 3 refineries are done. I don't talk about the airport and the rest. They are not what ROCCG can handle for now. Daddy Joe is aware, right, where these people that are the one God choose. But as I'm talking to you now, their problem is to assassinate me. God say I'll be running away from assassination, that the main assassination is still waiting for me at the camp. That they are planned, that before, as I'll be arriving in the camp, that week they must eliminate me. They must assassinate me the very week that God will force me on them. Since they have discovered they cannot kill me, they have used all different means to eliminate me, but God did not allow me. That as God is planning to force me on them by force, as I'll be arriving in the camp, that very week they are going to assassinate me, and they are not going to even allow me to move to New York. So God told me about it, but I'm not afraid. They have done a lot to kill me, using occult power, using physical assassination, a lot of things. As I'm talking to him, God don't allow me to attend, services in the Abuja airport and Lagos again. God told me to clear away from all these big parishes of ROCCG. They are just looking for me everywhere. The reason why I'm worried is that Nigerian youths are suffering. I have a protest. That is a protest is my problem. I need to lead the protest to National Assembly. There are a lot of things God asked me to do. I am a human rights evangelist. I am not a pastor. God called me as an evangelist. God called me as an evangelist. I am not a pastor. He called me to repair the church. He told me, once in a while, God, do bring some of these young men of God He has called globally. I'm not the only one. Sometimes in the vision or in the trance, I'll be holding meeting with white people and few black people, giving them instructions. And God keep telling me, these are the young men of God, our youth, that He has prepared globally from all continents to repair Christianity, to make sure we repair the church before rapture takes place. We keep holding this meeting in the realm of the spirit once in a while. If I should tell you the level of abomination the church has gone to, I told them about occultism. Tell me one of these great men of God in Nigeria that's not a member of one occult or the other. It's because I keep telling them that is one of them are not happy with me. NHS is not happy. Kumuyi himself is not even happy. There was a time God asked me to write a letter to Reverend Levi of a National Assembly, of Assembly Church of God here. He's the Assistant General Overseer, Reverend Levi. He's the one in charge of the Assemblies of God National Worship Center in Abuja, in Area 11. I wrote a letter I took to him. God gave me instruction. I sent that letter to him too. He was quiet about it some days ago. I took the letter to NHS. God told me he was quiet about it. I took a letter to NHS. Daddy Kumo, he took that letter to Pastor Adeboye in the camp. They are all aware of me. The only one that God never allowed me to write a letter to is Oyedepo. I've written a letter to Levi of Assemblies of God Church. I've written a letter to, even took the letter live to NHS in the church in Abuja. When I came on, God said when NHS went through the letter that carried the vision of ROCCG, envy entered him. That a lot of these men are not happy with me because they are telling him that no church in the world have even one single refinery. But God has given me 3 refineries. He gave me a lot of resources. And God said because of envy, they are not happy with me. I even wrote that letter to 4 American pastors like that when God told me to write a letter to them. He brought them to me in a vision. Pastor Benny Hinn, Joyce Meyer, Joel Austin, and T.D. Jakes. I wrote a collective letter to them. They had copies of all these letters here. that they should assist me in prayer concerning my matter with him. That was when the whole war from Adeboye started. He combined that bitterness that I wrote a letter to the 4 pastor in US, and I see in telling him about the death of another of his son again. I'm telling them about the occultism and a lot of things. So he's just joined the whole bitterness. He's doing everything possible to replace me with one of his sons. And I tell Adeboye, try you if you accept you want to kill people. Nobody can handle a CCG throne. God says so. If you doubt me, just put people, all of them will die one by one. That you is aware that I am the one God chose. But all he's trying to do is to make sure he stop me, which he cannot. I didn't am there, even early this year, I will never allow what is going on in Nigeria to go on. I'm telling you. I will rise against the government. There are many things God asked me that when the time comes, I should move a protest, a march out to National Assembly. There are many things God asked me to change from the Constitution. There are a lot of new things that we need a brand new Constitution. There are a lot of things that are supposed to march protest to National Assembly and the leading of the protest nationwide. I've seen a vision several times.
Last one.
I see myself leading the protest nationwide. I organize Nigerian youth nationwide. As God gave me instruction to source money in billions from national accounting with him when I get to New York, that Adeboye must allow me to source that money. That when I source the money, I should distribute that money to the 36 states of the Federation and reorganize the youth nationwide for that protest. I saw revelation several times when I see myself leading protests, heavy protests in this country nationwide. And I saw these northern people, these Hausa Fulani Alajes, millionaires from the north. They are the ones even supporting the protest mostly in that revelations. They are the ones sending millions to support that protest. They are the ones who are really behind, supporting us. The people from the south, the few of them are the few millionaires from the ones that are the ones supporting us financially. We got a major support from the north. And it got to a point where at the whole Nigerian youth stand up and shut the country down. And there was an emergency meeting in Villa and change the new government. It happened like that. That is a major assignment God is troubling me to handle now. And Adeboye is sitting on me. I know there are plans for some politicians who are aware because some of these later come on social media. They are aware of them now.
So now Baba they disturb
him
move.
They know what I'm saying is true. When I come, I will lead the protest. So they are doing everything possible to make sure Adeboye keep delaying me. But if he continues, the worst is going to happen.
That is the last audio. It's still a drop. I cannot wait and continue to wait for his dropping. Now I say make I come out with this one. Even Tinubu self chop out of the breakfast. This is a result of too much fasting, too much prayer, too much going into the spirit. The guy don't travel so much into the spirit. He don't begin to see say he is the one to succeed Baba Adeboye. He travels so much in the spirit. Say anybody where they won't take to overtake him, he say the person no go stay, he no go see, they no go see the person again. Now the guy talk him, no be me. He see so.
Yeah, welcome guys, and I believe we have all watched that video, and I think to some of us that are conversant with leadership, I think you might have seen one or two things that is actually faulty about what this guy is saying. Yes, the guy has said everything on social media, and I think one of the great mistakes that he made was to come on social media to reveal all these things, even if it is true, even if all his claims were true. I think by now he has exposed himself more to danger, to persecution, and to the rest of it. So my stand on this particular thing is that as a leader and as a person that wants to become a leader, there are much ways to do this thing better than the way he has done it this time around. No, I'm not trying to castigate the guy. I'm not trying to rubbish him, but I'm just saying that there are better ways to go by all these things than coming to social media to reveal all these things. I know one or two people that must have seen this video. We know him. There is no way he can hide. Some of the people already know him, and that must have been another level of exposure, because a lot of people will be looking for him right now, and that must have informed a lot of people about the kind of person he is. And to me, I can see that this particular person also needs to be taught. So that is my opinion anyway. I'm stand to be corrected. Yes, because I don't know much about what the guy is really saying, but the guy has come to social media to tell us. And since I brought it to social media, it's saying that we can also contribute one or two things to this particular issue. Well, he has said his mind, and I also have said my opinion about it. Yes, and I think there are more better way to do things, especially when it comes to the things of God, than this. So that is the video, everyone, and I believe you can drop your comment, and please, when you are dropping your comment, let your comment be constructive, please. And the question I'm going to ask every one of us is that, is this thing of the Lord or not? If it's of the Lord, what is your opinion? And if it's not the Lord, what is your opinion? Just say your mind. Don't rubbish anybody. Don't swear for anybody on this platform. Let us know your point about this matter. And to Auntie Aduni also, we pray that God will be with her, because he has been doing wonderfully well. He has been doing good. So a lot of us might be having issues about it. But I don't want to go there. That is not my concern here. So thank you guys for joining us. So the next time when I will come your way to give you more update about this particular video or other video that will be coming to you, and I hope that you know that anytime that issue come up like this, we usually come here to keep you informed. So thank you for watching. God bless you. So next time when I will come your way, God bless you. And I want to say bye-bye.